Good morning, beautiful people in my phone. It's still dark out. Happy Friday. Happy Freedom Friday to you. Friday. Happy Football Friday to you. Welcome to the Car Conversations, where we talk all things faith, freedom, and football. It's Friday. I feel it in my spirit. I feel like there needs to be some football conversation on Fridays, and freedom as well. But this morning, it's all about getting ready for our big game that we have tomorrow against an old rival. In the Tennessee Volunteers. What must Alabama do? What mindset must Alabama have in order to prevail in this game? It's Atlanta traffic. I have a 1-hour commute this morning, so let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Here's what I know, first of all. Last week's game, where we completely just fell apart in the second half, completely let our foot off the gas, completely acted as if we had the game in the bag. Let's take an afternoon nap because it was an early morning kickoff. We got caught slipping. We held on, but we got caught slipping. That mindset that we've got this in the bag cannot happen. We saw it happen. We saw it happen with Shedeur Sanders and the Colorado Buffs, that entire team, and the way they blew that lead. And apparently Shedeur was posting some things at halftime, onto his socials about the score. I don't know if that's true or not. But that's allegedly what's out there. Here's what we know. There is no room for ego. There is no room for the big head. There is no room for the overconfidence, that we have that this team across from us is no good and they have given up. Because every team that plays Alabama is going to give it their all for 60 minutes. Okay, most. But in the SEC, 100%. All of them will. Okay? So we can't let our feet off the brakes. Okay? That cannot happen. Our feet off the gas. Let me sip my coffee. We can't take our foot off the gas. This is not coffee. This is actually Rise. Have you all tried that Rise? This mushroom coffee drink? If you're a coffee connoisseur and you're looking for, coffee flavor, this ain't it. It's not like it's delicious, like the ads may say. To me, it's not delicious, but it's definitely tolerable, and I can tell that it's much healthier for me in the way that I feel and the way that my hormones, more than anything, have begun to come into balance a little bit better. It's Freedom Friday. Quick segue into hormonal balance. Because it's Freedom Friday, right? For my women out there who are my age, middle age, in perimenopausal, age bracket, I know I've been experiencing symptoms for the last 10 years, and I just want to know, I'd love for you to put in the comments, drop in the comments, what have you found that has worked for you as far as hot flashes, moodiness, fatigue, even weight gain in the midsection. What are some things that night sweats? I don't have night sweats, but I do have hot flashes. I've been having hot flashes for 10 years, and I'm not 50 yet. This has helped tremendously. The rise has helped tremendously. So this is not a promotion. I'm just saying I like to share what I know helps me, and this has helped tremendously. Anyway, back to the football. Child, we in Atlanta. These people driving like they so late, and they got to get there. I know that if our offensive line coach Wolford, if he doesn't do something about that left side, if he doesn't bring some help along that left side, we will continue to get exploited on that left side, and Milroe could potentially get hurt, and we do not want that. We don't want to see anybody get hurt, but we definitely can't afford for our quarterback to be hurt. So I hope that the necessary adjustments have been made. We got some big tight ends. We got Oots. What's the other guy's name? It's escaping me right now, but put some extra tight ends over there, put an extra running back, fullback on that side, to give Caden Proctor some help. And it's no shade to Caden Proctor, because he's a 5-star. He's outstanding. He's young. He's a true freshman, and it will take time for him to develop, to play at this level, and to learn the scheme and learn to everything. It's just going to take time. So they need to do something, though. We need to definitely do something, because everybody's going to come out our left side. So just watch Tennessee do that. But defensively, honestly, I'll say that I don't really see a problem with our defense. Our defense has really played at an elite level, especially in different moments. I'm looking for consistency. For 4 solid quarters, 60 minutes of consistent high-level play from the defense, and especially from the offense. I'm looking for special teams. Let me tell you something about Kool-Aid McKinstry. Love Kool-Aid. Big personality, uber talented. But I've noticed some timidity on those punt returns. Have you? I've noticed some timidity. Now he's actually, he had muffed a couple, and I get it. Maybe that gets into your head a little, but it's almost like I wonder if it's kind of messing with him, that he is not wanting to really go for it. I need to see some aggression on the punt returns. I want to see some aggression. I want to see some less freaking score. That's a defensive player. They usually put a defensive player back there. I want to see a defensive player. And when Terrion had one that was called back earlier in the season, that's what I don't want to see anymore of those. I don't want to see any more of the constant penalties. I don't know who's laid on their horn behind me. It's a Mack truck behind me. Or maybe I'm pulling up toward one. But anyway, I heard that horn. Y'all heard it. I don't want to see the penalties to take away our touchdowns. I don't want to see the penalties to help them score. I'm tired of the penalties. So consistent football. Consistently play at the level you're capable of playing. And consistently do the little things to avoid the errors, so you can dominate your opponent. That's what I'm looking for this Tennessee game. Now, let me get into this right quick. The revenge factor is definitely going to come into play. I was listening to Christian Miller talk about how 100%, that all week in the locker room. They've been playing last year's footage of when Tennessee beat us and what they did. Y'all remember? The disrespect was just absolutely just at an all-time high. And it was low. They played Dixieland Delight, first of all. And I still feel some kind of way about that. Can you hear that in my spirit? Lord, take away the bitterness. Pull up any root of bitterness in Jesus' name. Because I don't need to be bitter about it. But that thing hurt. And I'm headed to a conference this morning, Thrive 23. And it was last year this time. And I remember watching that loss in the hotel room at the conference. And I could not believe they played Dixieland Delight, hauled off their goalposts, and threw them in the Tennessee River. They hadn't beat us in 15 years, so they wanted to celebrate in a magnanimous way. And they did. But it was highly disrespectful. There was disrespect to our players that were out on the field trying to get into the locker room as the storming of the field is happening. And I remember one player in particular. Please keep your eye on 3. Please keep your eye on Jermaine Burton for this game. Jermaine Burton was incredibly hot on the field after that loss to Tennessee last year. Now, he has played with a chip on his shoulder since, if not before. He's kind of mostly played with a chip on his shoulder. And last week, I made mention that where I was, there were some guys that were talking about, needing to, they didn't like him. They didn't like his attitude, and he needed to, change, blah, 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 calm down. And I like the energy, because as long as he got that one penalty, but as long as he is hopping up, he may say a word or two and walking off, to talk his talk, he's backing it up with his field on the play. And I think that kind of energy is needed. So please watch for 3. Please watch for Burton on offense. Please watch his explosiveness on his route running and how definitively he catches the ball. Please watch for it, because I guarantee you, Milroe will be looking for him. Milroe will be going to him. Now, the line needs to do their job and give Milroe just the 3 seconds. And then Milroe needs to make the decisions. He needs to make the decisions much faster. Let's see, what else is happening this week? Georgia has a bye because I think it's before the Florida-Georgia game, or Georgia-Florida game, whichever side you're on. What other big games are this week? I feel like I'm missing. I haven't totally looked at the schedule like I should look at the schedule, but because our game is a prominent game. It definitely is. LSU has a bye because they have their bye before they play us. Like, no, they don't. They don't have a bye. LSU plays Army. They should win that. Thank you all for your service. Those of you who served in any of the armed forces or have family that served in any of the armed forces. Let's see. That's all I got right now. That's really all I have, because I don't know exactly what the other games are. I feel like there's a big one at noon, and it's escaping me right now. But Alabama versus Tennessee, 3:30 Eastern Time, 2:30 Central. Kickoff in Bryant-Denny Stadium. Lovely Bryant-Denny Stadium will be packed to capacity, I'm sure. We remember. We remember. We remember. I said that with less bitter this time, didn't I? Because it's Freedom Friday, and I'm staying free regardless of the outcome of any football game. I'm staying free. All right, you guys. Love you guys. Have an amazing Friday. Here's what we know. We must stay winning. And we must stay free, because not only does your life depend on it, but somebody else's may depend on it also. Someone else's life may be dependent upon the fact that you choose to stay free. Because they're watching you. They're gleaning from you. They're taking it in. They're following you. You're a leader. So stay winning and stay free.